Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Good afternoon to everyone who's tuned in around the country on our live stream. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint, and I'm going to be spending a short, sharp 35 minutes or so with you. So it's a fairly efficient business proposition that we're going to be going through. I hope to give you enough information that you're able to make an informed decision, because this is very much an invitation. It is a business proposition to partner with us here at DuePoint. And so I hope you're able to make a decision, an intentional one, by the end of this presentation. So first things first is that we are a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. So Constantia is a registered insurance company. We've been in business since 1952, so that's almost 7 decades. We're a very well-established business in the insurance market, but DuePoint is fairly new. So we were formed as a division about 3.5 years ago. So in February 2016, we opened our doors after much planning and designing and building systems. But that was preceded by a number of factors, so aspirations for the founders of the business. I want to share that with you because it gives you context to the relevance of our business, which is fairly important to understand. One of the primary aspirations of this business is to create social impact in the form of economic impact. We want to be able to be part of the solution in this country. We want to be able to give people an opportunity to build something for themselves that creates an economic impact in their lives, because we think that is where the greatest impact that we can have on someone's life. There's a lot of stress that we have. If you've got financial stress, you know it hurts a lot, right? And so that's the social impact that we hope to achieve with DuePoint. And so we've created a business very much focused and centered around social entrepreneurship. In other words, we've invited members of the public community to come join us and partner with us in this business. And so our mandate together, if you accept this proposition of partnership, is to come help us create a greater business, a more successful business, because ultimately we want a business that reaches every corner of the country. And we don't do any of that marketing. That's where we rely on you. We rely on you to go out and connect people purely through word of mouth, just to go tell people about this business, and then we will do the rest of the work. And so your mandate becomes really just to connect people to this business, to make them aware that there is a financial opportunity without the burden of risk available to them. And so that becomes our mandate together. This is the partnership. We rely on you, you rely on us. We can only be successful if we work together. And so if you're able to create a stake for yourself in DuePoint, we call it a channel of distribution, well, then you get to share in the benefit of the success of this business that you've helped grow. And so there are a host of benefits waiting for you once you create a channel of distribution. Number one being, you get to create additional income. That's the only reason why you're watching this presentation, right, is the income aspect, but there's a lot of other benefits. I think that'll help you, even if you decide not to go forward with DuePoint. It'll help you become discerning to what is a good business opportunity and what is not such a good business opportunity. There are many, many, many different opportunities in South Africa. And so I'm going to go through DuePoint's benefits, and you can certainly weigh these up against any other business. The fact that we're able to create recurring income. So this is actually something that's inherent to insurance companies. We call it a book value. And insurance companies have this book value, and it is a true form of annuity income, because we could close our doors today, or we could just decide we want to take the next month off. It doesn't mean we don't earn any income. We can still earn income, right, because of this asset, this book value that we've created. And you get to share in that benefit. And that mitigates a lot of risk, because a lot of the risk that we find ourselves facing today is mostly because of employment. Right, and the limitations of employment, especially in our economy, and the ability to create income regardless of activity, regardless of your health status, regardless of whether you're homebound, regardless whether you are remote and in a rural area, you can still build this business, right? And so that becomes a very powerful benefit. And then the fact that you get to enjoy the power of duplication. So we allow you to benefit out of a team effort. You are able to go out and build a team around you that can help you grow your channel of distribution much faster and much greater than you can on your own, which means that you get to enjoy exponential growth in your income, right? Which is very rare and probably non-existent from an employment base. And then the ability to, as I said, build this business anywhere in the country at any time of the day because of the technology that we've imposed here at DuePoint. So we've spent a lot of money on technology. We are very bullish about the benefits of technology, and so should you. And so you should lean into the technology that we've afforded all our wealth engineers here at DuePoint, because it makes business way easier and simpler and better and faster. And then we have a lot of wealth protection. So our business is very much about wealth creation, but also about wealth protection. And that is seen in some of our products, but it is also seen in the form of our legal access service that we extend to every active wealth engineer, absolutely free of charge. Just by being a DuePoint wealth engineer that's active, you get the benefit of having a lawyer at your disposal 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, because we want to protect you from any legal indemnity that you might incur in your lifetime. And then our business is extremely low risk. We've designed it purposely to be as accessible as possible to as many South Africans as possible. And so this business opportunity, this invitation, this proposition comes with extremely little risk. You have the liberty to try do DuePoint, whether you fail or not, whether you're skeptical or not, because there's nothing to lose. You get to make a decision at the end of the presentation knowing that you shouldn't feel any fear, because there's nothing to lose at DuePoint, right? We don't ask you for investments. We don't ask you for registration fees. You don't have to buy boxes of product. And so we've designed the business to be very low risk, and at the same time, there's no qualifications or experience requirements. And then for me, one of the most important benefits, as I always tell people that I get to speak to, is that you get to build an asset that you have ownership over. So your channel of distribution, which is really a stake in DuePoint, is treated as a legal asset. It means you have legal tender over it. It means you can sell it as an asset at any stage. And the beauty of owning an asset that you build and you own is very much the antithesis of employment, because an asset can't retrench you. An asset doesn't stop paying you when you get to retirement. And it doesn't disappear upon death. You get to create legacy in your lifetime. You get to create true wealth, right? As I said, very much the antithesis of employment, because employment, retrenchment is rife. There's not a single South African that can say they are free from the risk of retrenchment, right? No one. It doesn't matter what level that you're in your business. And then at the same time, we all know that when you get to 60, 65, you retire and your income ends abruptly, right? And if we look at retirement statistics, well, you could say, well, we've got retirement plans in place. But that is only catering successfully to less than 5% of South Africans, right? And so we cannot lean on our retirement plans for a number of reasons. And so building an asset, I hope that people look at, when we talk about priorities in business, we want people to look at prioritizing DuePoint as high as possible, because, again, we look at employment. We spend 8 hours a day working for somebody else for 45 years. And yet we're still imposed with all this risk, all this frustration, this financial stress. Whereas I'm saying, start focusing, start sacrificing some time on building an asset that you have ownership over. Take control of your finances. And then finally, there's absolutely no selling involved in our business. And that's one of the beautiful benefits of DuePoint, is that your mandate excludes selling completely. So that's our job. We will tell people about our products. Your job is purely just to connect them to us, get them to come sit down in front of a presentation like this. That's your only mandate. And because our products are financial, again, there's massive convenience in that, because we don't have tangible products. There are no boxes. You don't have to worry about stock. You don't have to worry about distribution. I know many people have been involved in product business, where their boot is full of products and the garage has got products in it, right? And you've got to try and get rid of products before the expiry date hits you. And so your success is very much dependent on this ability of building this channel of distribution. So it begins with you. You've got to make that commitment, that decision to become, one, a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and then to go out and keep yourself accountable to connecting as many people as possible. And if you can just do that simple thing, just tell people about DuePoint, statistically people will join our business, right? Because the necessity exists out there. And so in this little example that we're showing, we've got 5 people that have joined because of your efforts, and that is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And this is where the power of duplication starts to show itself, because those 5 individuals go out and connect other people, right? And so on and so forth. And so this is your channel that belongs to you. This is paying you a DuePoint return every single month. This is the asset that you own. And this thing can grow every single month along with your income. Right? So that's typically what a channel of distribution would look like. We pay our DuePoint wealth engineers every single month in the form of a DuePoint return. It's based on this number, 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your qualified channel. So let's see how it builds up. The people that you introduce to DuePoint, we call that your first point. Right? So anyone that you introduce to DuePoint successfully falls on your first point. And we pay 55 Rand for every successful product payment on your first point. Right, then those people go out and connect people to your second point. On your second point, we pay you again double that 27.50 Rand. So you're earning 55 Rand on your first and second points, and then so on and so forth. As your channel grows, that multiplier starts reducing all the way down to 0.8. So by 0.8, you're earning 4% of the 27.50 Rand. But know that we don't limit you at 0.8, right? That's why there's a little plus sign next to that 8 there. There's no limitation. We place absolutely no limitation to the size of your channel at DuePoint. There's no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. So that's quite an interesting thing, right? Because a lot of businesses, even in employment, there will be limitation to what your salary can get to based on education and experience and all those limiting factors. But here at DuePoint, we don't place any limitation. You get to control how big a stake you want in DuePoint. And we hope that people start to look at this business from a long-term point of view, right? Because massive businesses, big, successful, great businesses don't happen in the space of 3 years or 4 years. We want people to aspire to what they can do in the space of 20 years or 30 years or 40 years. How big a stake do you want in this business? You go look at any successful insurance company, the founders, the owners, the stakeholders in those businesses are billionaires. It gets done over decades. Right? And that's what we want people to see. We want people to have that vision with regards to the potential of their business, their stake here at DuePoint. But we appreciate people still, out of necessity, or worried about the end of the month. Right? And so you want the question answered, well, how much money can I earn in the short term? Not in 40 years' time. Right? That's like a pipe dream. What about now? And so we've got a 5-year journey of someone who's been able to be active every single month at DuePoint in the form of being able to connect 2 people to their first point every single month. Right? So it's very moderate activity. And this will show you kind of what you can expect to earn if you engage in that type of activity. So after 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month. You could judge that as being good money or very little money. It would be great to have it in your pocket immediately. But now I'm telling you, you've got to work for 6 months to get to that level. But it's in the form of recurring income. Recurring income gives you leverage from a financial point of view, right? Because we're not a commission-based business, not sales-based, not activity-based. It's true recurring annuity-based income. And so the power of that, we hope people will look at that and go, well, that actually puts me in a position where I can get rid of my debt regularly and effectively. I don't know how many people actually aspire to getting rid of debt completely. Right, you engage in debt and you just go, okay, well, it's going to take 20 years to pay the house off. It's going to take 6 years to pay the car off. I'm going to be paying for kids' education for the rest of my life. All these things, right? When do we ever aspire? Well, let me actually try to get rid of the house debt as quickly as possible. Let me get rid of the car debt as quickly as possible. We want people to start thinking like that, because if ultimately you want to become wealthy, you've got to get rid of your debt. And so in this little example, we demonstrate the power of recurring income. That 2,500 Rand, if you had to put it into a 1 million Rand bond that you had on a property, you could pay that property off not in 20 years, but in 11 and a half years. And that exercise saves you close to 900,000 Rand in interest, which is frightening because your property is only valued at 1 million Rand, right? And putting in an extra 20% into your bond nearly saves you the full value of the asset that you financed. Within 12 months, you'll be earning close to 10,000 Rand a month. After 2 years, 24 months, you're close to 28,000 Rand. 3 years of doing this business, remember 2 people every single month on your first point, you're close to 50,000 Rand a month. 4 years, close to 70,000 Rand a month or so. And then after 60 months, 5 years in this business, you should be close to about 85,000 Rand a month, which is 1 million Rand in annuity income. Imagine taking home 1 million Rand on the side, on top of your day job. How would you feel if that became true for you in your life, right? And this is moderate activity, and we take into account all the what some people might deem negative aspects of business. That's just business, right? Business comes with negative aspects. People don't pay, people don't grow, people don't share. We still get to this figure. Take into consideration all of that. But it's very important for us to share testimony of people that are actually doing this business, not just showing you a growth model designed by actuaries. And here we have a lovely lady from Ermelo in Mpumalanga, Yolandi Toy. She's been in our business for 6 months. She's only, by her own admission, been working for the last 4 months. She's been able to get to 2,500 Rand in her channel, and then you can see the leverage afforded to her. She's connected 25 people on her first point. Those 25 have helped her find 64 people, and her channel extends over 5 points. And so you're able to see the leverage there. She didn't bring in all 65, she only had to find the 25, right? And then we have Teresa Lillis. She's been in the business for quite a while, 2.5 years. But she was moving from Port Elizabeth to Knysna, and then she forgot about the business. But for about 2.5 years, we paid her anyway, even though she did nothing. Right? That's why I say this business is a true form of annuity income, because even when you're doing nothing and you've built some channel, DuePoint is still going to pay you every single month. Right? And so she was earning between close to 500, close to 1,000 Rand every single month. But in the last 3 months, she suddenly became really active and started getting her act together and putting some attention on DuePoint. And she's been able to triple her income every single month for the last 3 months. Imagine tripling your salary at work for 3 months in a row. Wouldn't that be great, if it was a possibility? And so we've got thousands of people joining our business every single month. We bring a couple of them up onto stage every single month. So you'll see new people coming onto stage every single month to share their testimony with us. You can go look at those testimonies. They're all on YouTube for the last 3.5 years. Right? People that have engaged in this business, created wealth for themselves. We put out a lovely post today comparing assets. So you think about, we spoke earlier about all those business opportunities out there. Right? There's a plethora of them. You can go invest money on the stock exchange, you can invest money into Bitcoin, you can invest money into currencies, gold, whatever it is. We drew an annual comparison, annual performance graph today and put it onto Facebook. And our DuePoint earners in the business have increased their earnings for the last 12 months by 44%. Right? I think gold is sitting at close to 30%. Gold's had a very good year, but still 15% below that. Gold's still speculative. Bitcoin is around about the same. The JSE, so all the listed, the public companies are sitting on like 0, maybe just below 5%. And so the beauty of DuePoint is that you get to control your income. It doesn't require investment. A lot of business opportunities say you've got to put money in to do any business. Right? Here at DuePoint, we're saying all you have to do is put in time. Put in time. On top of the returns we pay our wealth engineers, we have our XP Rewards program. So this is added benefit for you. This is kind of like getting a gold star when you hit certain levels, but those stars are money and all kinds of things that we reward you with. One of the first notable ranks, we call them ranks, is rank 5. All the others are cash rewards. But at rank 5, you get a business toolkit value at 1,200 Rand. It's just a lot more merchandise. We hope that you get merchandise from day one. But at rank 5, we'll give you even more merchandise because you should be running out of business cards constantly as a DuePoint wealth engineer. At rank 7, we give you very fancy business cards. So you get 1,000 of these gold foiled cards. There's actually no printing done on these cards. They're manufactured because they're only foiled in gold. And they cost us 17,000 Rand for one set of cards. Right? So I'm someone that's worked in advertising for pretty much my entire career. I appreciate the value of creating a good first impression, especially when you're doing business. Business relationships are all built on credibility and trust. But how do you build that when you meet a person for the first time ever? Right? That's what we call the first impression. That first impression has to be positive if you want to do business and be successful at business, right? And so DuePoint plays into that fact by giving you business cards that cost 17,000 Rand, because if you put a business card like that down on the table, it sets you head and shoulders above all the other business opportunities that have come to canvas that same person, right? And so you get to just stand above all the other business opportunities. At rank 9, we have the pleasure of sending you an invitation that says, will you and your family come join us for our rank 9 international conference? It's 7 days away. It's a 5-star international resort. It's an all expenses paid trip, and you will come to realize very quickly that at DuePoint we only fly business class, and you get to spend and enjoy a week with your family where you get to really feel what it feels like to be wealthy. True wealth, right? Because the resort that we go to typically costs 20 to 25,000 rand per room per night. I tried to extend my stay the first time we went, and I found out what it would cost. I said, okay, we're going back to Umhlanga. Right? But this is where DuePoint is trying to get you permanently. Our aspiration is to create wealthy individuals in this organization, wealthy families, right? Where if they want to go on a trip like this, they can afford it themselves. But DuePoint gives you a taste of it when you get to 1,000 products in your qualified channel, right? So take a look, because we've documented our first 2 trips here at DuePoint. So these are both been to Mauritius. The third one's about to come up, and again, it'll be in Mauritius. They're all different resorts. So how does that look? Because it's available for every single one of you. Right? The record is 5 months to get to 1,000 products at DuePoint. Records are made to be broken. 2 ranks later, we spent R250,000 rand buying you a brand new car. We spend that R250,000 in cash. The car is placed in your name. There's no DuePoint stickers on it. It's not a DuePoint billboard. It's your car that you get to take home, park in the garage, knowing there's no debit order at the end of the month. And so that's a sneak peek into our rewards program. We only had rank 11. Our rewards program goes up to rank 28 so far. So we've mapped out what we think typically would take about 20 to 25 years for wealth engineers to achieve. We don't think short term here at DuePoint, right? We want people to start just letting their imaginations run a bit wild and imagining themselves 25 years down the line with a business that can help you build wealth, whose entire goal is to create wealth for you and your family. But our business is very much built on the products that we've innovated for the market. So one of the biggest mandates for the insurance market and the investment market in South Africa, those industries, is to make investment and insurance products relatable and accessible to as many South Africans as possible. And we've done that, as with our business model, we've done that with our products. And so we've created brand new products, innovative products for the South African market. So Access Wealth is our first product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month. It's an investment and an insurance product rolled into one. The investment portion is 100 Rand that gets contributed into a tax-free investment fund every single month. You've got full access to that fund. And then the insurance portion is 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. Now, all of our products, we try to remove the discrimination from those products completely, from an age point of view and a health point of view. So we try to remove the risk portion, and we don't price that risk into your premium. And so as long as you're over the age of 18, that 324 is the same for everybody. Whether you're 25, whether you're 60, whether you've got a heart condition, or whether you're healthy, right? We've created these products to be the same for everybody. And then we've got Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is only 249 Rand a month. It is 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. So this is an insurance product only. And again, accessible to anyone over the age of 18 without any change to the premium. And then Family Wealth is our funeral cover product, which is probably the best funeral cover product on the market in South Africa today. So for 299 Rand, you get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. That covers another 5 family members. And you can increase your cover to 30,000 Rand. You can also increase it up to 10 family members. The principal member, so you, the policyholder, also gets 10,000, up to 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection upon your death. So we'll pay any liability that you have up to that value. And then you can see no excluded pre-existing conditions. Doesn't matter what your health condition is. You do, however, have to get into this product before you turn 70. But once you're covered, you can live beyond 70. We will carry on covering you. So we call that a whole of life product. And then we have Legal Guard, which is our new product. This is legal indemnity up to the value of 250,000 Rand. It's going to cost you only 249 Rand a month. This gives you access to lawyers. It gives you access to a lawyer to come with you to CCMA hearings. It allows you access to debt management. There are a number of legal services available to you here, but the biggest benefit to this product is the 250,000 Rands worth of legal indemnity. So we'll cover any legal expenses up to that value. We understand from a wealth protection point of view that legal indemnity can be a huge risk in one's life. And then finally, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is 299 Rand a month. This is actually a lifestyle product. So this product aims to lower your monthly expenditure. We've partnered with a number of businesses that you see listed there, and we've negotiated discounts and services with those businesses that we extend to our Wealth Points members. And so the aim of this product is to lower your monthly expenses, to help you spend less every single month so you can get debt-free sooner, you can become wealthier sooner. And that is the aim of Wealth Points. We have got updated training on each of these products that have been loaded into your app and onto our YouTube channel. So go watch those so you can really and fully appreciate the nature of each of the products. And then, yes, we do think short term in the form of this incentive that we have called the Achiever Quest, because I guess we appreciate that people have that necessity that's immediate. And so we've got this incentive called the Achiever Quest. If you're able to connect 10 people in a single month, here at DuePoint, you pay successfully in the same month, we will give you an additional 5,000 Rand on top of your DuePoint return and rewards. If you can do 20 people, that amount will be 10,000 Rand that we add to your return. If you can do 30 people in a single month, 15,000 Rand. If you can do 30 people a month for 12 months in a row, there's another incentive that will make you a millionaire. More accurately, about 1.4 million Rand in benefit if you can do 30 people. So in other words, a person a day for 12 months. So that's a big commitment, but is 1.4 million Rand worth it at the end of the day? That's something you have to gauge for yourself. A little bit of background on our business. I mentioned we were a division of Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We are, of course, a registered insurance company. We've been in operation for nearly 70 years. Actually, this is an old photo of Constantia's offices. They've just changed offices. They're down the road here on William Nicol, across the road from Ferrari, of all places. But going forward from this point, if you've decided that you want to partner with DuePoint, I most certainly want to know that you are proud of the partnership that you enter into, because you can be proud of the partnership. You might have arrived here being skeptical about the business because perhaps the person hosting you hasn't told you too much about it. They said, just wait and see. Wait and see. They'll tell you in the presentation. Well, I'm telling you in the presentation. So we are a listed company. We're listed in a group called Converge Capital. We are audited publicly every single year. We are, of course, regulated by the FSCA and a number of other organizations and regulators. There's the FSP number that we operate under. We've got long and short-term insurance licenses as well as investment licenses. You can go look those up. If you go to the FSCA website, type in Constantia, you'll see the plethora of licenses that we have. And they're on display in the foyer for you. We're part of the DMA and the DSA too. And so again, I emphasize the fact that you have to be comfortable in this partnership. You have to trust your partner in this business. You cannot be skeptical. If you're skeptical, there's one way to get rid of skepticism. Knowledge. So go educate yourself about this business, about Constantia, about Conduit Capital. Go look at our 70-year track record. Get rid of all that skepticism. Because if you are going to go out with a responsibility of connecting other people to this business, you better believe and trust in the business that you become a proponent of, right? And you can be. There's absolutely no reason for you to be skeptical of this business. And so the decision, I hope, has gone beyond joining. The decision I want people to make who have already decided this is a business I want to become partnered into is an intentional decision to go out and connect people. Right? Joining DuePoint doesn't do anything for you. It's connecting other people. That's where the wealth lies. Right? And so I hope that you've decided, well, how am I going to connect people today? This afternoon, this evening, tomorrow, this weekend. How am I going to do that, right? Getting started for yourself is very simple. Register as a wealth engineer on our app or on the website. Download the DuePoint app for yourself because this becomes your primary business tool as a wealth engineer. Go watch all the training videos that we have. It'll take you less than a month to go watch all the training videos. Not a 5-year degree that costs money. That's for free, and it's not only about the system and working the system. A lot of our training are the softer issues about personal development, about motivating yourself, motivating other people, changing yourself. So go watch those training videos because it will only empower you to reach whatever goal you have sooner. And then we only start paying once you've connected 3 people successfully who pay in the same month, right? So that becomes your first goal at DuePoint. You will only really trust this business and believe in this business when DuePoint has paid money into your bank account, right? So go make that happen for yourself. It happens once you've connected 3 people, right? You can do that in a single day, but go do it for yourself. A reminder of our Cape Town encounter on the 9th of November. So Bren's going down there to do a business seminar. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to build your channel out the Western Cape. We all know people all over the country. You need to have a channel that extends across the entire country, right? We've put in technology that helps you do that simply, but you have to take advantage of it by phoning people in the Western Cape and going, go to this business seminar, or even going down there and meeting them at the business seminar, because you will get a channel that starts growing out the Western Cape. That's ultimately what you want to do. And then we have our Converge Awards ceremony at the beginning of February. This is a reminder to our rank 4s and above to make sure that you got your tickets, you paid for your tickets, and you nominated your guests so that they can get their tickets. And if you're not rank 4, you still got a few months to get yourself to rank 4 so you can be included on the guest list to this wonderful event. Merchandise, our online store's got a 12% discount off USB sticks. You can get all our merchandise off our online store. We'll deliver it and courier it to you anywhere in the country. A reminder of the social media platforms that we're on. It doesn't matter where you are in the country, right? You can engage with us daily, again, through technology. We've got all the platforms that allow you to engage with us. The app is available for Android and Apple devices. I've mentioned the merchandise store. Go make it happen. My wish for every person that I have the pleasure of addressing, wherever you may be in the country, is that you find prosperity this year. As a guest, sitting down, listening to this business, finding out what it is for the first time ever, you still have an entire quarter of the year available to you, where every single day is an opportunity to build more wealth on top of this asset that you own, that you create, so that you can change your circumstance. And so there is lots of time still in 2019 to do that for yourself. And I hope that South Africans can find prosperity in this business by doing it for themselves and affording themselves the dignity involved in doing that. So I wish you all the best. I wish you prosperity. If you have any questions, speak to the person that's brought you here, hosted you, introduced you to DuePoint, and have a good weekend. Go out and connect people. Just go tell them. Good luck. Thank you. Oh.